How y'all doing, YouTube? It's me, Busy Bee. As you can see, it's dark time. And the other night I tried to film a video. I need to take the time to learn how to edit videos because I could have some good content for you guys to put into one video. I will eventually learn how to do this. It's just I'm so busy. That's hence the name, Busy Bee. But as you can hear, there's a Freightliner in the background. Vroom, vroom, vroom. This sounds like a dishwasher to me. And you start the old Peterbilt and it sounds like a rock, man. So, but I'm going to step out here. I figured I'd do a little video and tell you what happened to me the other day. So, the other night, I ran into a situation. And what I had going on was not that. I just lost something out of the truck, so I bought a new airline and stuff for the truck. And we will do a video on that tomorrow or in the next few days. I'll post it. But I got new airlines, new power line for the truck because the ones I got, they're old. And I think they're getting a little bit stretched on the wiring, so I decided I'm going to change that out, just because I have a suspicion it's shorting out just a little bit. So let's show you what happened. Well, poopy. When I want to do a video for you guys, I can't really find what I'm looking for in particular. And that's my life. Alright. There's what I'm looking for. Okay. And something else falls out. See? That's my life story, is when you're trying to do something, you got stuff holding you up from doing what you want to do. Which never fails. It's my favorite screwdriver. Favorite number one screwdriver. So let's go to the back of the truck. I'll explain what happened to me the other day. Get away from hear that Freightliner? Now I know the Pete's obnoxious, but Freightliners had that noise for Detroit or PACCAR. I don't know which one it is, but I'll find out one of these days what engine does that, but I think it's Detroit that does that. Yeah. So, alright. So this is what I had happen the other day. I was going through a scale house, and when I got to the scale house, I stopped on the scale as normal, and I heard an air leak, and I'm like, now, is that my purge valve doing that, or is it something else? Well, I didn't think anything of it, because my purge valve sometimes goes shh a little bit, they go shh, you know. Because I just changed that purge valve not too long ago, and I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be doing that. And then I go to Kenly, there at the Petro, South Carolina. I think it's South Carolina, no, North Carolina. Well, you know where it is, Kenly, if anybody knows what Kenly is. Basically, they're affiliated with Iowa 80 Chrome Shop and all that. You know, it's a very nice truck stop. I like it. I like it. It's even. I think it's about the closest, nicest truck stop besides Iowa 80. And I ran into a problem to where I got up the fuel island and I heard a loud air noise, and I'm like, okay. Well, maybe it's the trailer. Maybe one of the glad hands got loose or something, you know. But I was like, no. I said, we'll check it out. So I stopped. I released the air on the trailer. Still going. Great. So I leave the brakes on for the trailer, hop out of the truck, looking for the air leak, and find the air leak eventually. And I'm like, what the frick? So it was something I changed a year ago, and those who know what this little guy is, okay, and I'll show a little bit of the video content for this. This is what failed, okay? So, excuse me, man. Got a bug. Yuck. So, this had failed, and it was bypassing. So, basically puts air to the brake chambers and all that in the truck. So, like again, damn it. So, I'm in Florida right now, so there's a few bugs flying around. So, basically I figured out it was this, and I'll explain how I knew it was that. So, I'm going to turn the video camera around and explain how I knew it was this part, okay? So, normally it sits like this on the truck, on the frame. Alright, so it sits like this, and then I heard air coming from it. So everything to it was working properly, but on the bottom side it has a bypass thing on it. So this was leaking pretty bad, and I could hear it, but there's no signs on the dash that it was leaking. None. I'm like, what the hell? So it wasn't bad enough for me to notice it, but it was enough to basically put me out of service. And luckily the scale house did not hear the air leak over the loud pipes of the Peterbilt. Okay, so I'll explain the loud pipes of the Pete, and we're also going to give you some other information on what's been going on for the past few weeks. I'm sorry I haven't done many videos. I have been swamped with work. I hadn't had time to do any content. When I see time to go to content, I'm just like, ugh, I'm exhausted. So be patient with me. So this is what I replaced the other night. Did I pay a mechanic to do this? Absolutely not. I did it myself. It's not hard. All you have to do is loosen this up, loosen the other side up. Basically, you take the air lines off is what you do. And you unscrew the caps. And then once you get it all loose, take your 2 bolts off, pop it off, and then I'll show you. Basically, you got your elbows. This one had elbows. So I took the elbow out of basically you had the leftover nipples, is what I call them. Like, I call them nipples, and they just kind of stick out a little bit. And it helps pressure fit the hoses back on. So I took the elbows and the fittings and all that off of this part, as you can see. Then I turned back around and I put Teflon tape on it, on the male ends. Okay, on the male ends. These are female. Okay, as I know someone's gonna be a smart aleck and say, "Oh yeah, those are female because it's a hole." Yeah, dumbass, I know that. So, and the males are the one with the, goes in. We all know how it works if you took health class. So let's get back into here. So I replaced this part because it was bad. It failed, and it had some gunk in it. And then I asked someone, I said, okay, I just replaced this last year. Why would it do it again? Well, maybe because your air system isn't keeping good and clean. I was like, okay, well, I purge it about once a day or every other day, and I don't understand why I keep doing that. And he says, well, it's because you probably haven't changed your air filter for your air dryer. Okay. Well, I need to say, I am guilty of not doing that all the time, because it is very expensive to change the air filter on that. So, therefore, I failed to do that. But I'm staying on it a little bit better, I know it costs $80 for the air filter for that, or $50, just depending on where you're at in the country too. If you go to TA and Petro, you're gonna pay buco bucks for anything from them, because they're gonna mark it up high. I had no choice. In the middle of the night, it was midnight, this was $139. And if I had them install it, they would charge me an hour labor to install it, and it's usually $135 on top of that. But I saved myself by buying the part, doing it myself, and that's the story on that. But when I walked into Kenly, now anybody that works at Kenly, you got a guy there that is kind of an ass. A couple of people were rude in the shop. I didn't appreciate it. I'm just a guy that's trying to get his rig up and going, and first thing comes out of one of the guys at the service desk was when I said to the guy, I said, he goes, "Can I help you?" I said, "Yes." I said, "I would like to get a part from you guys." I didn't know the exact name. You know what the name is. Somebody out there does. But all I know is a regulator for the air. That's all I know. And I'm not no mechanic, no means. I'm just a guy that knew this part was broke, and I fixed it, And someone, you can comment down below, tell me what it is. That's cool. But pretty much, I told him, I said, well, I need a part. I did say I wanted my truck fixed. I need a part. And I knew they had it. Every T8 Petro has that part majority of the time. Just small stuff like that. Governors and stuff like that, So, you know it's there after replacing it many times in the years you drive. So, I basically told him, I said, hey, I need this repaired. I said, but I just need the part. He says, okay, well, you're going to have to wait. And I'm like, okay, so I got to wait to get the part. Yeah, you're going to have to wait to get the part. There's nobody in line. None. Not one person in line for this guy. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, so you're telling me I got to wait? Yeah, it's going to be a couple, like at least till in the morning or late afternoon tomorrow to wait on that part. So you're telling me I got to wait to get a part from you guys? Yeah. Well, by tomorrow I'll just go to Peterbilt. You see what I'm saying? Or I'll go to Fleet Pride or somewhere like that and get the part. Because if I gotta wait till tomorrow to buy a part off of you, I'll just go to Fleet Pride. And I said, so you tell me I gotta wait till tomorrow to get this part for me to fix my own truck, for me to put it on myself. I gotta wait till tomorrow to get the part. And then somebody overheard the conversation and walks up to me and says, sir, what part are you looking for? And I explained to him, took a picture, told him exactly what I needed, what year the truck was and everything. So we established that after the other person had some more common sense and understood what I was meaning, and they turned around and said, okay, we got you. Well, now here's the catch. Okay, here's the catch. We got the part and everything. Then this guy walks back up a little while later, and he's like, well, I don't want people cutting in line and all this other, and going in front of people. I had this one guy offer me $1,000, if they let him go first, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, yeah, you get $1,000 or whatever. If somebody gives you $1,000 to get in front of everybody so he can get his service done. All I was asking for was a simple part. I'm not asking you to work on my rig because this guy knows how to work on his rig. I'm not no steering wheel holder. If I can work on it, I'm going to do it myself. If I don't know how to do it, I'll watch you and see how you do it. So if I think I can absolutely do it myself, I'll do it myself. I am proud of what I did. I changed that bad boy myself. I was like, yes, I saved myself $150 to $200 for a guy that some Joe Schmo could do the same exact thing. So he was trying to suck up and he made himself look like an ass, but I was smart and I said, hey, I'm just trying to get a part so I can fix my truck. That's all I'm trying to do. And shout out to Jenny there, Killing. You're awesome, sweetheart. You're gorgeous. You're fun to be around, and thank you so much. It's people like her that take you under the wing. I got you, baby. Come on, I got you. Be cool, And she's one of the few people that was good to me. And then the late night guy was pretty cool too. He let me go inside the shop and borrow the vise, one of our vices, and sit there and put the elbows and all that on the part, because it's kind of hard to do with your hands. And I would have to sit there with vice grips and everything to hold the part, clamp it somewhere and all that. I don't have a vise on my Pete, sorry. And then when I was standing there trying to get everything off, one of their mechanics, a young chunky kid at night, says, hey, you can't be in here using our tools. And I said, I'm not using your tools. Well, you're using our vise. I'm like, yeah, thanks for establishing that. I just went on about my business. I didn't care because I already told my management that I could do that. So that's that. So I was proud of myself. I actually fixed this on my own. Didn't pay anybody to do it. And it was a sense of pride, because, I thought I couldn't do it, and it was possible. Like I say, all things are possible. And it was possible for me to fix that son of a gun, and it got me up and rolling again. But my hours of service was almost up. I had like 2 hours left in my day, and I said, well, I still got to get to Ocoee. I'll go ahead and go. I won't go. I decided to take a break, then get up in the morning and take off. Boy, was that a long day on that, because I really wanted to sleep a little bit more. But actually, no, I was wanting to drive a little further and then shut down for the night, so I didn't have to drive as much the next day. If it's a 2-day run, I like to drive as far as I can get, shut it down, get my rest, so I don't have to drive much the next day. I like to have an easy day the next day for running hard. That's just how I roll. Most people split it up. Me, I like to run as hard as I can the first day and then relax the next day. So that's how that went. And then something else I'm going to tell you y'all. So I was debating, and some of you are like, oh my God, no you didn't, Busy Bee. I was debating on trading in the Peterbilt. You're like, what? Yeah, I was debating on trading in on the Peterbilt. So just for financial sake and for stability and everything for me, and me constantly having to work on this truck, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into with this rig when I first got it. I thought it was pretty well taken care of, like it was when I drove it, but it was not taken care of like it was when I drove it years ago, before I bought it. So my wife and I were discussing, well, why don't we just go ahead and get a brand new truck with a warranty? We'll be paying less because there's less maintenance. You just had to change the oil and put diesel in it, and there you go for a few years. And we were thinking about doing it. I checked into it. I got denied. I was looking at a 5700 Western Star, and it was the truck that y'all seen in my previous videos. It was that exact truck, the black one. And that dealership, I wasn't getting a very good deal with them, but another one in Columbus, Ohio, Buckeye, they had a different one, and it was that real cool orange. And I hadn't even seen the truck. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. If you put special cabinets and stuff in it, I'm down. And I knew what I was getting at the time, and I said, I won't do anything until I actually see the truck, and then I'll sign the paperwork. My bank said, no, we want you to pay a little bit longer, Busy Bee, and then we'll put you in a new truck. It's like, all right. So I have to fight through the weeds and try to keep this truck going for a while. But probably by then, and when I get cleared to be able to buy a new truck, I probably won't be driving the truck anymore. So who knows? We'll see how everything goes here in the next few months or whatever. But I was considering on trading in the Peterbilt. And yeah, this is my baby and all, but if your toy ain't paying for the bills, then you need to find something that pays the bills. I mean, it's business smart. If more money's going into your rig besides at home, then you say, okay, something's got to give. Let somebody else worry about it. That's where I was at the time. But I'm like, well, we'll just keep on chaving on. So that's one of the things I was considering. Also, I decided to put 4 more tires on the rig. Put Michelin's on there, XDM2s. It actually made the truck ride real different. I had a vibration back there, couldn't figure out for the longest time. I think I may have a slight bent rim. That's something we kind of noticed a little bit, and I think it might be part of that. And then that's changed the ride tremendously. Also, let's see, I had a slack adjuster go out on me, and I wish I'd done a video on it today. I wish I did. But there is excuse me, I'm getting dry here. On these particular slack adjusters, they're a little bit different than most of them that you see today. This one has a nut on top, and it has like a slit that it sits into, and it's what keeps the slack adjuster taut, and then you can adjust it with your adjuster and all that. Well, the nut for the bolt up top was stripped out previously by the previous owner. This is called a near fix. That's what I call them anymore, near fix. And those who know the name of the company, it's, but I call it a near fix. And basically they took 3 washers where the nut was stripped already, and they put 3 washers in there, put a new nut on it, tightened it down, called it good. Okay, yeah, it was good for temporary, but you should have replaced it. But they didn't. Oh, it's good. We'll send it down the road. Hey, zip ties, duct tape, super glue, whatever we use on our vehicles, it's good enough. And that's what I ran into, one of them near fixes. Yeah. So, that's been established on that. I actually had to have it replaced today. I wasn't sure how to replace it, but I sat there and watched it, and that's actually quite simple if you can get it off. And we ran into a problem. Instead of putting a cotter pin in it to hold for the push rod and all that, for the brake chamber and all that, where it connects, they put a bead of weld on the nut or whatever to hold it in there, rather than a cotter pin. I never could have saw that. I'm like, my God. So he had to heat it up and get whatever's on it off, and he got it off, thank God. And I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, oh man, here we go again with one of these stinking redneck of 5 fixes. Here we go again. It's pretty bad when you have a transmission guy look at your transmission and say, hey, you had a solenoid for your transmission held on by zip ties. I could have been going down the road and the freaking thing fell off when I'm going down the road. Then I'm screwed. So if that tells you anything on stuff like that, I found some funky things on this truck, and I'm just like, why would you do that? Because of some backwoods repair, of someone in a, I don't know. It's a farm fix. It's what I call it. A farm fix is like, it's kind of a roll, but I ran into that today, and we officially have that fixed correctly. So last year I replaced one, and it was on the passenger side rear. Now this year it's the one on the driver's side. No, it was the driver's side last year on the rear. Now it's the passenger side. So now we have one new one and one fairly new one. Of course, those are wear and tear items. I have no problem changing that, and it's a cheap fix. Now I know how to do it. I can pull in somewhere, grab the part I need, crawl underneath there, be a monkey, change it myself, and be done. All it is a couple washer, like a washer, a pin, and an Allen key, whatever, and just you're done. Easy peasy. You adjust it, you're done, and on down the road. Someone goes, well, you can't adjust your brakes, Busy Bee. I am a certified brake adjuster. I actually have a card that says I am certified to adjust my own brakes. I took the class to be able to do that. I have it in my wallet. I carry it on me. So if I ever have to adjust my brakes myself and a DOT officer walks up, I show him the card. It's for lifetime. So I know how to adjust my own brakes. That's what's been going on with me. I know I haven't done anything really cool content in a while. I apologize. I will eventually get back into that. I've been super busy trying to juggle everything going on. I do have new letters for the truck, and I was home a couple weeks ago, and I totally forgot to grab them. And I didn't really have any time to put them on. I was only home for a 34, and then back on the road I was again. So, and there was something else. I'm thinking about working my way back towards the house. there will be another video coming soon. I want to have help on it. I am going to have to put a new carburetor on the generator. Now, I know someone's going to say, it's because it's a Ford. It could have been any generator. Okay, it's not because it's a Ford. I found out it was made by Pulsar, is who makes the generator. Okay, so I am going to have to get a new carburetor for it. Pulsar is sending me a new generator. Thank you, Pulsar. And I'm going to put it on myself. They said I could put it on myself. It won't void any warranty. So well, that is cool. So we will have a video eventually of changing the carburetor on that. I've done it before in the past on other stuff, so it's not that hard really. And just slap it on there and give it a pull and see how it goes. I was having problems with it running funny. Basically, it's pulsating. That's what it's doing. And I'll sit there, vroom, 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 vroom. So I had to put on a half choke, it straightens it out. And they said, well, you got something more going on with that carburetor. We'll send you a new carburetor. I said, all right. And then also, you got to follow the maintenance regimen on those. I found that out because the plug they give you is purposely not meant to last very long because they want you to change that plug after so long. And I got 2 NKG spark plugs to put on it. It only takes 1. I just got a spare in case I ever need one later on. It's in my tool bag if I ever need it. So yeah, it ran a little better after that. It kept flooding itself. So I corrected that. And then also we're going to get the new carburetor. I still use it on half choke. It's fine. My motor guy said you're fine and you can do that. Just make sure you got extra spark plugs. I was like, okay. But that's what's going on, guys, is that, you know, I almost got rid of the Peterbilt. Had a busted deal back there on my Pete. I had to change the brake, the adjuster for the brakes, and then slack adjuster on the brakes, and then I probably had to change a few others later on. I'm getting where I'm like, well, I think it's time to just go ahead and just do prevention and just change the rest of them, because it hard telling how long they've been on here. I've never changed any of them except for those 2 back there that I know of, and wouldn't hurt, you know. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what my uncle always said. But things do wear over time. But that's what's going on with Busy Bee. I know I'm sitting here rambling on. I do apologize. Make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up if you liked it. I know not very many people's going to watch it, but, you know, I'm still trying to work on doing a giveaway for you guys. I'm just waiting on 500 subscribers. When I receive 500 subscribers, then I'll do a giveaway. It'll be less than $100, whatever I'm giving away. And then what I'll do is I'll get it ordered and have it shipped to your home. And it's got to be within the US of A. I'm sorry for you people outside the US of A, because it costs 2 times as more outside the US if you're like over the other side of the ocean and all that. So it's just too much money. So I'd rather keep it within the US, you know. Sorry, but bonjour, you know. Oh, and shout out to one of my subscribers. You actually walked up to me and introduced yourself. It was great to meet you, by the way. And if you ever see me out there, make sure you say, hey, Busy Bee, I watch your videos. Say that first so I don't freak out, you know that you watch my videos. Because people walk up to me and act like they really know me, but you don't know me from my videos. And you're at a truck stop, anything can happen, okay? Anything can happen to you. And I'm very cautious when I'm at a truck stop or I'm next to my truck or something, because I don't know where I'm at. I don't know the area. So if you say, hey, my name is blah, 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 I watch your videos on YouTube, wonderful. We established that, you know, because I'm the type of person, I'm ready for anything. I lost a good friend a few years ago, and, well, he wasn't a good friend. He was my best friend's, one of my good friends' brother. He lost his life in Detroit due to a gangbanger. Horrible way for this guy to go. He got shot and his truck set on fire, man, and it's horrible. I didn't know him personally, but I know his sister was pretty well shook up by it, and she's a sweet girl. But yeah, I'm more cautious than what I used to be after that has happened, and a few other guys I've heard of or known. So, but anyway, enough of that. So, we'll talk to you later. Peace. Like and subscribe my videos, and I'll catch you later. Later. God bless. And I forgot to say, all things are possible.